Who should really consider the Panasonic VX3 4K camcorder? Who can safely skip it? And does it justify its price for the average family shooter? If you're on the fence because you've seen a flood of best camcorder lists and you're worried about ending up with a gadget that looks great on paper but disappoints in real life, you're not alone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm going to walk through the moments where this camera shines and the spots where it feels a little thin. First off, let's talk about why buying a camcorder can feel risky. The market is split between interchangeable lens mirrorless bodies that demand a bag of accessories and tiny action cams that can't hold a steady shot on a handheld. The VX3 sits somewhere in the middle, a compact camcorder that promises 4K quality without the bulk of a DSLR. The big question is whether that middle ground actually serves everyday users or just ends up being a compromise that satisfies no one. Ease of use is the first thing most buyers test. Unboxing the VX3, you're greeted by a grip that feels natural in both right-handed and left-hand use. And the button layout mirrors what you'd find on a consumer camcorder rather than a professional video rig. The menu system, while not completely frictionless, is organized around 3 core modes: auto, manual, and a quick shoot preset for those who want to start recording in less than 5 seconds. I tried shooting a birthday party with kids running around, and the camera jumped into auto mode instantly. No need to wrestle with focus points or aperture sliders. The autofocus locks onto faces quickly, and it stays locked even when a child moves from a table to the cake. That kind of confidence is a huge relief when you're trying to capture a fleeting moment without staring at a screen for a minute. Low-light performance is where the VX3's bright f/1.8 lens really matters. In a dimly lit restaurant, the footage still retained decent color fidelity and didn't drown in noise, something many entry-level camcorders struggle with. The lens's ability to stay bright at zoomed-in positions means you can get a clear shot of the birthday cake from across the room without having to crank up the ISO and invite grain. If you're a weekend hiker who enjoys shooting twilight scenes, you'll notice the camera holding detail better than a typical 1080p camcorder, though it won't replace a dedicated low-light cinema camera. It's a sweet spot for families who want usable footage in indoor settings without buying a full-frame system. Stabilization is another practical factor. The VX3 uses an electronic image stabilization system that smooths out hand shake enough for walking shots, but it isn't as aggressive as a sensor shift or gimbal-grade system. I recorded a short clip while strolling through a park, holding the camcorder at arm's length, and the result was steady enough to watch without feeling nauseous, yet a little wobble shows up if you make sudden pans. For most casual users, think holiday videos, school plays, or a backyard barbecue, that level of stability is acceptable. If you plan to run or bike while filming, you might want to add a separate stabilizer. Battery confidence is a point I pay attention to because running out mid-event is a nightmare. The VX3 packs a rechargeable battery that gives roughly 2 to 3 hours of continuous 4K recording. That's fine for a single event or a short trip, but if you're filming a full-day wedding or a multi-hour sports game, you'll need to bring a spare or two. The camera does give you a clear battery icon on the LCD, and it shuts down gracefully, saving the last clip automatically, no data loss. So, the battery is reliable within its limits, just not a marathon runner. Now let's address for everyday use. The biggest question is not just whether Panasonic VX3 4K camcorder, lightweight video camera, record memories and moments that last, has impressive specs, but whether those specs match the way you actually plan to use it. In the camera category, buyers should compare the headline features against their daily routine, setup space, compatibility needs, and how often they will use the product after the first week.